am the adorable Miss Sky Bunny, and welcome back to our roleplay version of Dragon Age Origins. I'm having so much fun with this, like I said last time. So let's just dive right into it, shall we? Let Collette and Alistair take it away. Oh, it has been an exhausting day, although I feel like I'm saying that a lot lately. But today was one of eye-opening wonder. We found something that I thought was only a myth. We found the urn of sacred ashes, the urn that holds the body of Andraste's remains inside of it. I can't even say that I'm making it up or making a story out of it. It was real. Of course, there were cultist fanatics who took over and were worshipping a dragon. Luckily, we were able to sneak by that dragon. I don't think we're quite strong enough to fight it yet, but perhaps one day we'll be able to rid the land of that dragon. But before the urn, there were a series of tests. And I don't know if it was real or if it was an illusion, but my father was there. He told me to be strong and not be riddled down with guilt. And I have been strong. I have been. All of this happened so fast, I haven't a moment to breathe. But seeing Andraste and seeing where she was laid to rest gave me a renewed hope. Like maybe the Maker did put me on this path for a reason. I just wish it didn't cost so much blood. And then hearing that Alistair would have preferred to die broke my heart. I know how much he misses Duncan, and I miss my father and mother so much. But we have a mission to do. We have a quest to fulfill. And anyways, enough about that. We're at camp and it's time to relax a little bit. Got incredibly close to I honestly don't know what equipment could be better for my darling. It doesn't really have spell armor. I'm gonna be honest with you, I absolutely adore my current team. Oh right, I found some boots for Zevran. Let's give those to him.
That smell. This is Antivan leather, isn't it? I would know that anywhere. I don't know how you found it, but thank you.
You're quite welcome. What are you waiting for? Try them on!
But I'm not finished admiring them yet. Can you smell that? Like rotting flesh. Just like back in Antiva City. Now if only you could find me a prostitute or two. A bowl of fish chowder and a corrupt politician. I'd really feel like I was home.
Well, we have a corrupt politician.
And my feet as well. Marvelous.
I'm glad you like it. Let's see, okay. 7.
How nice.
No, you didn't like that very much, did you? Alright. Morgan. Blah.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Nope, the current what you have is better. Ugh. You do not match at all, my friend. I do hate to get rid of something called the Nug Crusher, though. All right. Looks like, oh, we need some trap triggers. Let's do that before we talk to
You and
everybody.
your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure...
All right, so this, this, these, this. I think we can get rid of these. A lot of things. I never use these, though I probably should more. I think an uncrushable pigeon would make her really mad. Trap trigger, there we go. Buy some of those. That is very expensive. All right. Okay. Let's see if we've found any more enchantment.
Enchantment!
All right, let's talk to Shay a little bit more.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
I'd like to get to know you more. Are those crystals in your skin?
I like to think of them as accessories.
Ooh. What do they do?
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
It's a dwarven thing then.
So I would assume. My former master enjoyed poking around the ruins in the deep roads after all, and bartering with others who did. As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap
awful.
at will.
But can they do other things too?
Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
I don't want to take advantage, Sale.
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
How did Wilhelm come to acquire you?
That part I know, as Wilhelm often bragged about it to whomever was willing to listen to him. He claimed to have found me in the deep roads. I was in the ruins of a Tig, he said, deactivated, with my control rod not far away.
Do you know where... you don't know why you were there?
I think I remember a battle. It was long before, and then there was darkness. In short, no, I do not remember why I was there. It makes no difference.
So if he hadn't found you...
I wouldn't have had to put up with the twit, and I would be none the wiser. I don't think I was aware while I was there. Not like in the village. Or perhaps I was. Perhaps that was the dark place, and I simply couldn't see anything. How long could even I sit in the darkness and stare out at nothing, never sleeping? Oh, I do not wish to think of that.
What was Wilhelm doing in the deep roads?
It was a hobby of his, scavenging. One of the reasons he traveled so much is that he was looking for entrances into the deep roads, old places the dwarves had long forgotten. And then he would sneak down and search for magical treasure, before anyone was the wiser.
Do you know where in the deep roads this was?
No, that secretive bastard refused to tell me. I would ask and ask, but no. He used to say that one day, if I were compliant and didn't talk back at his wife, he would take me there and I could look around myself. Rotten, lying bastard. If I had his head in my hands now, I would squeeze it like a giant lemon. Squish. On then.
Oh, you liked that. I want to hear more.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
I want to hear more about your past. You watched that village day and night for years.
I do not sleep, so yes. And I thank it for reminding me.
I'm sorry.
Try to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it.
Oh. Yes, that would be rather horrid.
And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons.
Now
and
I
ravens
understand
and
why you
sparrows
don't
all
like
perching
pigeons.
on me day in and day out.
Sounds a little... yes, your bird thing. Sounds a little messy.
Those foolish villagers would spread birdseed near me, drawing the birds, because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint!
How awful.
If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I don't care to discuss this anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, but you liked it.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
You don't seem to like humans much.
That is true. I do not.
I mean, I understand.
I'm not interested in getting into a discussion on the subject. If it is done asking overly obvious questions, let us find some humans to throw off a cliff or something.
That's hilarious. How are you, my darling?
Something you need, my dear? Of Of course. Something you need, my dear? Well, we're in camp. Now's as good a time as any
I
to
just
talk,
want to
right?
kiss you.
Aha! I see talking isn't quite what you had in mind.
I just want to kiss.
Got it.
It's been a long day. I need some Alistair love. Although I'd love to sit by the fire and read some of these books that I've gotten.
I've a question, if I may.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
You could go if you wanted.
Could I? And what if I didn't wish to leave?
I could always use a friend.
Indeed. I might even be glad to call myself such, come to think of it. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Oh.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind?
I want to ask her about the Andraste thing.
What's on your mind?
Do you have any regrets?
I try not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which there are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life. Made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else.
Tell me, it might make you feel better.
Years ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice. Anarin was an elf, raised in one of the elven alienages, and he was very mistrustful of humans, especially humans in authority.
I understand that. I could see how this could be trouble.
What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home, time to emerge from his shell, so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was young and arrogant. He is a mage, I thought. He needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him, too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential, just to be difficult.
Was he talented?
Oh, very much so. Sometimes I would catch him practicing on his own, but if I asked him to show me what he could do, he would freeze up or fumble terribly. You cannot plant crops in the cold, wintry ground. You cannot teach a student who is closed off and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that too late to help him.
So what happened?
Anarin ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down.
Who hunted him down? I mean, that's
The
stupid.
Templars.
I know it's the Templars,
That
but I
is
don't
what
like
they
the
do.
other,
They
other
hunt
one.
down and neutralize
The other replies
rogue
in my
mages.
head.
They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving
This
of death.
mage thing.
He was a child, misunderstood, and lost.
Yes, but Templars
I
don't see it
begged
like
the
that.
Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him.
That was cruel of them.
I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed Anarin. All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish. He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves.
I think it's time to forgive yourself.
The apprentices that came after Anarin benefited greatly from
Fine,
the
ignore
lessons
my
I
advice.
learned from him. In a sense, he was my teacher, and I his student.
See, there is a bright side.
And there it is. My story, my one greatest regret.
I await your command. So, full of questions, are you?
Never mind, I don't really want to talk to you. Alright. So, we've gotten the urn, so we should head back to Arleman. Oh, yes, you deserve a pet, don't you? Good boy. You're such a good boy. Alright, let us off.
As you desire.
Yes.
I love you, Lily, but I think... no. Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed.
Hopefully this shouldn't take too long. Oh, I mean, traveling-wise. Thank goodness. We should make a note, though. I honestly still hate that woman. You guys have all the time I haven't been here and you haven't cleaned up. There's still skeletons laying on your on the front courtyard. Here we go. Hello.
Return. Might you have news?
I found the urn.
You have? Wonderful. Let us go at once to Eamon's side and see if the urn's healing powers live up to their reputation.
I mean, considering the trials I had to get there, I hope that they do. He's awake!
Where am I?
Be calm, brother. You have been deathly ill for a very long time. Do you remember nothing?
Tegan? What are you doing here? Where is Isolde?
I am here, my husband.
She is the reason that you were poisoned.
Where is my boy? Where is our son?
He lives, though many others are dead. There is much to tell you, husband.
Dead? Then it was not a dream.
Much has happened since you fell ill, brother. Some of it will not be easy for you to hear.
Then tell me. I wish to hear all of it. This is most troubling. There is much to be done, that is true. But I should first be thankful to those who have done so much. Grey Warden, you have not only saved my life, but kept my family safe as well. I am in your debt. Will you permit me to offer you a reward for your service?
I neither need nor want any reward from you.
Are you certain? I simply mean to honor your efforts, nothing more.
As you wish, then.
Then allow me to declare you and those traveling with you champions of Redcliffe. You will always be a welcome guest within these halls. And for you, Warden, a shield of the same make as those
Do
that have
I
been
look
given
like
to
I
our
use a
finest
shield?
knights.
In my head. Thank you, Your Grace.
We should speak of Loghain, brother. There is no telling what he will do once he learns of your recovery.
Loghain instigates a civil war even though the Darkspawn are on our very
Well,
doorstep.
clearly something has changed.
Long I have known him. He is a sensible man. One who never desired power.
I was there when he announced he was taking control of the throne, Eamon. He is mad with ambition, I tell you.
Mad indeed. Mad enough to kill Kaelin, to attempt to kill myself and destroy my lands. Whatever happened to him, Loghain must be stopped. What's more, we can scarce afford to fight this war to its bitter end.
But can you... You can unite the nobility against Loghain, can't you?
I could unite those opposing Loghain, yes. But not all oppose him. He has some very powerful allies. We have no time to wage a campaign against him. Someone must surrender if Ferelden is to have any chance at fighting the Darkspawn.
But... then everything I've done is for nothing.
No, not at all. Loghain is responsible for heinous crimes, and I intend to see him pay. But our armies must be reserved for the Darkspawn, not for each other. I will
agree.
spread word of Loghain's treachery, both here and against the king. But it will be but a claim made without proof. Those claims will give Loghain's allies pause, but we must combine it with a challenge Loghain cannot ignore. We need someone with a stronger claim to the throne than Loghain's daughter, the Queen.
Are you referring to Alistair, brother? Are you certain?
I would not propose such a thing if we had an alternative, but the unthinkable has occurred.
You intend to put Alistair forward as king?
Tegan and I have a claim through marriage, but we would seem opportunists no better than Loghain. Alistair's claim is by blood.
And what about me? Does anyone care what I want?
You have a responsibility, Alistair. Without you, Loghain wins. I would have to support him for the sake of Ferelden. Is that what you want?
But I... No, my lord.
I see only one way to proceed. I will call for a landsmeet, a gathering of all of Ferelden's nobility in the city of Denerim. There, Ferelden can decide who shall rule, one way or another. Then the business of fighting our true foe can begin. What say you to that, my friend? I do not wish to proceed without your blessing.
My blessing? Why do you need my blessing?
None of this would be possible without you. You led Alistair here. You saved my life with the urn of sacred ashes. It's your lead I follow. I am a credible enough figure in this nation to call the landsmeet, but I hold no illusions that I could face Loghain without you. Surely you see that.
Do you think this landsmeet idea will work?
That depends. If we cannot get a consensus in the landsmeet for Alistair, we cannot afford to oppose Loghain either. Does that mean Loghain could win? A man who killed his own king, who has gone mad with power? Perhaps. We must see that he does not.
What are my options? What about the Darkspawn?
Ferelden must stand united to defeat the Darkspawn. A fractured nation will not defeat the Blight, even given my army and those gathered with your treaties.
Yes, I agree. What are my options?
You have already found allies, but we need those to fight Darkspawn. I truly believe the landsmeet is our best option. We could attempt to wage a military campaign against Loghain, but even if we win, would we have enough left to defeat the Darkspawn?
I agree.
No, but neither would Loghain.
Perhaps Loghain gambles on this attitude, that everyone will decide facing the Darkspawn is more vital than facing him, so that he leads us against the Horde.
What's to stopping Loghain from attacking Redcliffe?
Why do you think he had me poisoned? He wanted me gone without having to confront me directly. If I call for a landsmeet, refusing the compromise and attacking Redcliffe will only support our accusations.
No, I agree.
I'm sure he'd rather I died from the poison. Had the demon not interfered, that's exactly what would have happened.
And what if we defeated him in battle?
Unless we convince some of Loghain's allies to abandon him, that's not likely to happen. Our army is not large enough. As a Grey Warden, you may gather allies to you, but we need those forces to face the Darkspawn.
Yes, I know.
Not to battle against our
I know. I say we proceed with your plan.
Very well. I will send out the word. But before we proceed, I believe there is the matter of the mage, my son's tutor. He still lives, I understand.
He does. He is in the dungeon, brother.
Have him brought here, Tegan. I wish to see him. Jowan, what you have done is not in question. You tried to assassinate me and set into motion a series of events that nearly destroyed everything I cherish. What have you to say in your own defense?
Nothing, my lord. Other than to say I am sorry. I expect no mercy for what I've done.
I see. Grey Warden, have you anything to say on Jowan's behalf?
He cooperated willingly, though he seems earnest. I don't know. He cooperated willingly, though he has little choice.
You damn him with faint praise, I see. Then there is nothing more to say. Jowan, I hereby sentence you to death. May the Maker show you the mercy we cannot.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, back to the matter of the Landsmeet. It will take some time to recall my forces and organize our allies. I would prefer to wait until that is done before calling the Landsmeet. In the meantime,
of course,
I suggest you pursue the remainder of the Grey Warden treaties. We will need all the allies we can get if we are to defeat the Darkspawn Horde.
Of course. Level up.
Something you need, my dear? Of course.
Why can't I ask you how you feel? That would be wonderful. Level up. Wait, what? Oh.
We are still not yet ready.
You have restored Eamon. I am most grateful.
Pursue your
It's up to him what happens
return with
next.
new allies.
If anyone can talk.
Everyone talking to me at the same time, it's very, very hard to understand what's going on. Also, why do you have a door and then it leads into a different place? Well, I think now we should head over to Orzammar, see if we can take those.
Something I can help with? Redcliffe? I know little of... Is the clay here red? There are places in this... The blood of 1,000... Perhaps Redcliffe has one such tale.
Well done. Alright, let us head to Orzammar. I know absolutely nothing about the dwarves. Not pip, not word, nothing. They're very secretive. Once again, only anything that I've ever learned in books. I hate the bloody ogres. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. He's coming right at me. Ah! Where are you going? Stop, 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 stop.
Maker preserve us. Something I can help with?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I wonder if we could take our Marjolaine.
Well, all right.
Well, I suppose we could just do that when we head back.
As you desire.
Are you alright?
Our Lehman sends his regards, Warden. We're trying to keep the roads clear and safe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm excited to see the inside of a Dwarven city. it all.
They won't hear a thing.
Our time award. Logain sent his
Watch out!
Let's have a hit!
Let's see. Let's make this quick.
There we go. How are these bounty hunters just standing out in the middle of the road?
And so I shall.
Oh, we can make traps now. That's it. Let's hold on a little bit, shall we? Gossip, gossip, gossip. Dwarf, service dwarf. What's the difference between a dwarf and a service
kings
dwarf?
fight over
May the
kings.
ancestors
Trade
protect
needs to
us all.
flow.
Don't like you.
What business would the mighty Grey Wardens have with a man like me?
I'm here on behalf of Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I hear you store supplies from the guild.
How sad it is to see a great man.
Here comes trouble.
Stand a little bit closer to Shale to get this
Try to be
focus.
merciful. Make him be praised.
There. Now what do you do?
I'm taking my caravan to Highever, where it's peaceful. They think they're isolated now? Merchants won't risk it.
Step right up, friend, and have a look at the finest
Are you
selection
Fawn
of
by any
almost
chance?
new armor and weaponry. Oh, you've heard of me. What,
Did you happen to
heard?
find a canary sword?
Canary? I'm afraid I don't know the word.
It would have been bronze skin giants.
Oh, them. Well, I have a few shields here. I had one sword.
Who did
but
you
I
sell it
sold
to?
already. A collector. I can't go tell. A lot of my customers are sensitive types. They don't want their personal business related to every stranger who happens along.
Tell me, or I'll tell the original owner where to know where you
If
are.
I'd known he was still breathing, I would have used a knife. I mean, I'd have been more careful.
Where is the sword?
Redcliffe. The guy who... I don't want any trouble. If you see that giant, tell him I don't have it, would you? I don't, I swear.
Don't worry.
Andraste...
Although I don't like you, but you know.
Thank the Maker, my brother and his family made it out of Lothering. He said that the Darkspawn attacked it the very next day.
It has become very close with the other Grey Warden.
Yes. I suppose I have at that.
I find this difficult to comprehend. It is whiny and weak and constantly laughing.
Then I guess a romance between you and I is completely out of the question. Hmm?
And the attempts at humor, I cannot understand how it is endured.
Well, maybe you should ask her why she likes me so much instead of bothering me with it.
It has a loud mouth. Why its head has not been crushed already is hard to imagine.
Or maybe you just happen to figure she likes me a lot more than you.
Don't be foolish.
Yes, I thought so. Just watch your step, or I'm totally telling.
I'm going to stand over here now.
Oh, you two fighting over me? Adorable. Hello.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
You live on the
Someone
surface.
has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzammar's lifeline, even if we're denied a caste. The Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites.
That's not right. Someone should do something.
Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
How often do you restock an Orzammar?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it. Best of luck to you.
I thought I could trade with you. Or, you know, buy all your potions. Alright. Are you guys ready? Let's go.
King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his appointed messenger.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
You will get nowhere by
You're the king's
yelling.
wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
I have important business in Orzammar.
None more important than mine.
Your business will wait. Orzammar must limit outside influence until the throne is settled. No one gets in.
I have an urgent need to talk to your king.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
The Grey Wardens need their traditional dwarven allies.
The Wardens killed King Kaelin and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
King
Well, that is the royal
Loghain?
seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner?
Excuse me?
In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Loghain is the traitor who killed King Kaelin at Ostragar.
Lies and slander! King Loghain will not suffer this. I will not suffer it.
You're a
I'm his
whiner.
messenger.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
That's it? Just you? What are you going to do?
As you desire.
Did that hurt? I certainly hope it did.
Come and get it.
Just die already!
Oh, I didn't see the mage.
Let's make this quick. I spring violence in the solution.
Can't do much about that.
Not my blood.
There we go. Are you happy you...
Lovely.
Are you happy now? Are you happy you took that fight, Mr. Delivery Boy?
Of course.
Idiot.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free
most
to
of
enter
them.
Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Wow. Wow. Come you get here as a schoolgirl, but this is amazing!
Follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated.
Thank you. Look at the size of those ceilings. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that. Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Wow. Paragons.
As you desire.
Paragon Gaval.
They say the Darkspawn have left for the surface.
Show respect, Surfacer. You're in the Hall of Heroes, home to the best of us.
The figures are quite grand indeed.
Paragons, dwarves who achieve such greatness, they're considered ancestors, even if they yet walk among us. If only we had one now. A unifier. A voice like that, there would be no dissension.
Perhaps I can help.
Perhaps I don't want you to. A surfacer should not see us in this kind of disarray. Goodbye, Warden. I hope you're not needed.
I don't know to take that as a compliment or not. Paragon Lantena.
Of course.
Paragon... I can't read that.
Lovely.
So many.
So, let me get this straight. You were a cloistered sister?
You must have been a brother before you became a Templar, no?
I never actually became a Templar. I was recruited into the Grey Wardens before I took my final vows.
Do you ever regret leaving the Chantry?
No, never. Do you?
Yes. You may not believe it, but I found peace there. The kind of peace I've never known.
It used to get so quiet at the monastery that I would start screaming until one of the brothers came running. I would tell them that I was just checking. Oh, you never know, right?
No, I never did anything like that. I enjoyed the quiet.
Suit yourself. The look on their face was always priceless.
Right. Oh.
Something I can help with? Vast holes carved from the stone of the mountain, lined with the chiseled marble figures of paragons, so fine as to mirror life itself. Soaring ceilings grand enough to make any man forget the sky and the sun, and to question the reason for their existence. I have heard of these things and more, but none prepared me for what I have seen here. It is marvelous.
Is it not? It is, isn't it? What's this? I wanted to culture and history. There we go. Aha. Alright, let us enter, shall we? Oh my god, look at it. I don't know if beautiful is the right word to describe it, but it's definitely awe-inspiring.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the diamond quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Wow! That was violent. Welcome, my friends, to the city of the dwarves.
I won't have fighting in the commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that sonic fool, I'll have him in the Legion. Vieta, surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
Can a city function like this?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there. Sort this all out in a hurry.
Harrowmont and Balin are the ones I need.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Well, it's not very friendly, is it? Hello.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
This Balin, is that King Endrin's son?
Aye. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
Why such hate for Balin?
Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along.
Do you know King... How did King...
Only as a potential match for one of his sons. He was a good king, stern and fair and just.
How did Endrin die?
He died in bed after his eldest son was murdered, and the Assembly condemned his second son for it. I cannot blame him for preferring to join the ancestors in eternal peace, if Balin didn't murder him himself.
Is Harrowmont qualified to rule?
He is a good man and a skilled general. King Endrin trusted him with his life, and I will do no less.
Who are you?
I am Narav Helmi, 3rd daughter of the 2nd matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger? What brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
I'm Collette, a Grey Warden, and I'm here seeking aid.
A Grey Warden? That explains why they allowed you past the gates. What kind of aid do you mean?
Who has the authority to defend against a blight?
A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. I'm sorry, stranger. I fear there will be no aid for you in Orzammar. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, I suggest you talk with his trusted advisor, Dulin Ferrender. He might be able to get you an audience.
Alright. Well, it sounds like this Balin is no good. But I don't know.
The great paragon Branka will never return. The ancestors have taken...
Nug Wrangler? What's a Nug Wrangler?
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Hello?
You look like you're not from around here.
Yes, you could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
The Circle of Magi?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Why wouldn't they?
No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic.
Well,
they tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
Wow, you're very talkative. Right, of course I read that.
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcasts. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Ferticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad
She's quite adorable.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Unfortunately, it might take a little while. Hello.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before.
One of what?
The things they come up with. What was I saying?
One of what? Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to...
That sounds awful.
Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work you've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Alright. Thank you. Metal shard! That's what I need. Also this. Wow, that's expensive. How do I get that much money? I've never had over 31. That's probably never happening. Thank you. I'm just going to read this. Aha! Marvelous.
Wow. So this is Orzammar. It's huge.
Isn't it?
Ancestors' garden. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
No, not quite. This is some
I
kind
don't
of
know that word.
shrine.
This is a section of stone kept bare to receive our prayers. The stone gave rise to our people, and it is where their spirits return in death.
What were you praying? Did I hear you mention your son?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
Oh, you poor woman. Safe return, your son is missing.
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud.
5
They
years
got
ago?
separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
5 years ago. Do you want me to look for him?
How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden. It's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
I will
Please,
see what...
find me as soon as you return.
I will see what I can do, but I can't offer much. I mean, 5 years is a long, long time.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
Do you remember...
On then.
Do you remember Orzammar? Hello.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people.
What's that supposed
Looking
to
for a
mean?
new set of mail. At Jannar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
I actually could use some. You know anything what's happening with the king?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harrimont's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
It's not very helpful. Let me see what you have in your store.
Of course. Keep in mind, we also take items on trade.
Wonderful. Ooh. Oh, metal shards. I need these. Give me that and that and that. You don't have leather. Don't see any leather. Okay, you know what? This one, wait, maybe. I'm not getting rid of these. Maybe we can... Let's just take a prune. I'm sorry. We'll keep Bernie. There was one other store over here. Hello.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Your allegiance to Balin is clear. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
A new way? Some say Balin killed his father.
Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Let me see what you have in store.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
More traps! I cannot wear that. I wonder if Shea would like that. I can't wear it, but Lily can. Anyways, I suppose we should go talk to whomever is in charge around here? I'm not sure. So...
That's excellent armor. Dwarven make?
I don't think so.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, undoubtedly to offer assistance to Lord Harrowmont.
What? Why would you just say that without me making up my mind first? I suppose we should start somewhere, shan't we? Hello.
Welcome to Lord Harrowmont's estate.
Thank you. Don't mind me, I'm just going to take a look around. Why are you sitting on the floor?
Is honored to have you here.
Why are you just sitting on the floor?
You must be under great strain with the blight upon the land. I will pray to the stone for you.
Thank you. You know, not many people have actually cared. Sorry, I just stole from your chest. Shale, you really do make quite a lot of noise. Who is that? Not handsome. Hello?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor.
So says
Word is
everybody.
spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the blight.
That may be. and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone.
That doesn't make any sense. If the world ends tomorrow, then it doesn't matter. What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
So, you'd like me to enter the proving in Harrowmont's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I don't want to stop picking sides.
But I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Oh, bloody hell, why? I don't know. I mean, okay, I just need to talk to more people. Hello.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
I hope you'll support Lord Harrowmont.
Raise your voice in favor of Lord Balin. He will bring us change and prosperity. Mine is an honorable task, and I shall drown out anyone who claims otherwise.
Really?
You know, after all this is over, I wouldn't mind getting a job here. I could sing, tell stories, help the king get items from high shelves.
Liliana, I think you deserve something place more beautiful.
Greetings.
Hello.
You won't regret helping our prince, Warden.
The prince values your support, Warden.
Greetings.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I don't know anything about dwarves. I don't know what they want. I don't know what's best for them. I don't know anything. Harrowmont seems like a better man? I don't know. I've only had the opinion of one lady. I mean, granted, she was very sweet. But it seems like... I don't know, it seems like Balin wants to bring about change. Which is hard, of course, but...
Of course.
Make a preserve. As you deserve. You forced our hand.
That's it. Prepare to be crushed. Some glory. I'll kill it.
Bite.
Ah, good. Why do they bother?
Oh, this is not going well.
Well, all right. My, what to do? It's a fight. How lovely. Now this should be amusing.
Well, I don't think we could do that, can we? What's that? Hello?
Witness! Oh, the grey one!
Of course.
Right then. One more crush for my amusement.
You might want to check your floor.
What's going on? By the ancestors. Good on. Thanks again, Warden.
Once again, I say you might want to check your floor. Seems to have a leak. Well, I would like to talk to Balin's advisor to see where I want to stand, because it looks like they can't make their decisions on their own. Like everyone else in this bloody world.
Aragon, smile on you.
Oh my, a surfacer in Orzammar.
A surfacer in Orzammar. What's that supposed to mean? B. Alright. Let us talk with you.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host you.
Thank you.
I am Vartak Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
I need your aid against a blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now, the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king. And we are
yes, I noticed that. Can I talk to Balin?
You must understand, Haramond hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
I promise I am no spy.
Would you be willing to prove that? Haramond has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him.
That's what he said.
If a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Haramond's deception, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Haramond promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Oh, excuse me, two assembly members. Desher is their formal title. Haramond can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast.
If that is true,
I have copies of the promissory notes Haramond gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Isn't there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Haramond's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
I see. He told a distant relative over his duty.
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar.
I do, but family and duty go together.
You'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
I'll have to think about... I don't know. I need to know more about them. I mean... Lies and lies. It seems like both of them are lying. So what? Is it the worst of two evils? Balin says he wants to make change. He wants to bring in trade, which... As a successor to a political family, a noble family, I believe that this is the right course of action. Nothing can grow and nothing can be gained if you stay in your traditions forever. However, I'm not a dwarf, therefore I don't think I'm one to decide that. But if Balin is the heir to the throne, then he should have the throne, I would think. I don't like all this intrigue and... No, but whatever, does it... If what would benefit Ferelden, I suppose what would benefit Ferelden the most would be having a king in Orzammar who is willing to open trade. And it would also benefit Orzammar because they would be getting more trade in. And then also the caste system that they have. It sounds a little bit like the Canary, well, you know what I heard from Sten, and it sounds like Balin wants to change that as well, which means you wouldn't be stuck in your caste. If you were a good soldier, you could be a soldier despite where you were born. And I think this is wonderful, so I will support Balin.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at tapsters in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Why is that? In any case, before we get into all these politics and blah blah blah, we're going to call that an episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please click the like button. Follow me on YouTube and Twitch, Skybunny, and I will see you later. Au revoir.